What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Spandau Ballet. And shout out to Han Solo. And I was thinking about this. I was thinking that he has a whole bunch of music, a crazy amount he shared with me. And I was thinking, there's some groups where he has mixed opinions about their catalog, but he has a number of their releases. And number one, that speaks to, someone who seeks out music and collects music and perhaps reaches a point with a certain group where it's like, not for me anymore, which again, we've had jokes back and forth about Depeche Mode in that regard. But recently, I was making a joke that like, oh, you're positive as ever, like cynical as ever, as I think I said. And he pointed out cynical but honest, and I do appreciate that fact that, when it comes to the music that you've collected and the music you've shared with me, you have shared music that in some cases you may not be overly enamored with, but it was something that you took a chance on and, you explored, which is, of course, what everything I do on this channel is all about. So, again, you know this, but shout out to you for sharing all the music and for being honest in your assessment when it comes to music that, I go through and that people comment on. So, in any case, the next tune on Parade 1984 is Nature of the Beast, which, that's the kind of expression that speaks to a meta-assessment of some concept. So it's like, someone might describe a specific situation, like, oh, well, it's complicated because of X, Y, Z, and it's like, well, that's the nature of the beast. That's what happens in that realm, in that type of process. So yeah, it feels idiomatic and perhaps the type of thing that one person says to another when they're trying to indicate their larger, more comprehensive knowledge about some situation. So let's see if that has anything to do with what I can catch on a first listen. This is Spandau Ballet. The tune is Nature of the Beast, and it's from their 1984 album Parade. Coming in hot. Hello, old friend.
It is the key to all the doors. It is the crashing on the shores. It lives in your steering wheel. It hides in the wind and rain. With voices as cold as steel. It's calling your name.
That's cool. I felt like it gotta be at least 5 minutes, right? Yeah, just a little bit over that. Because it was getting to the point where it was like, this feels like an extended mix. Because there was a point where I thought maybe it could go into an ambient outro, sort of like it had for the intro. But then it came back in with a bit of a sax reprise and, sort of another round. So ultimately, a cool tune, and one that, took its time, like fully unfolding. And yeah, I mean, crazy vocals. I do believe we heard 2 people on this one. It wasn't just Hadley, is that right? Those like quick, soft backing vocals, like that sounded like a different voice. And I do believe, I mean, people explain that like, occasionally on their songs, another person sings whose name I'm blanking on in the moment. So I do apologize there, but yeah, again, it's like their songs always just had this groovy, you can feel the motion on the dance floor, even though it's not like dance music per se, but it has this foot tapping quality to it, and they do seem particularly fond of the saxophone. So it's a group that I'm going to be inclined to like, because it's an instrument that I've always enjoyed. And since I started doing reactions here on YouTube, there's been some songs where people like brought them to my attention because they have saxophone. But it feels like with Spandau, you could just kind of like throw a dart anywhere at their catalog and like, oh yep, that one does have sax. It actually does. So yeah, enjoying this album, and knowing that this is definitely like moving into the mid 80s, where as different catalogs I've gone through, you get to the mid 80s, there's definitely a bit more funk and soul and a slight shift away from like an electric synth sound. Mark was talking about this in a video not too long ago. So yeah, I'm sort of on the audio lookout for any notable shifts, but it still feels like the vintage Spandau sound that I've come to know over the last couple albums. So again, once more, shout out to Han Solo for sharing this. Shout out to Lori and others who've commented on the Spandau reaction so far. Shout out to Luca, who you don't know how hard it is to shoot videos when you have like a ridiculous, adorable cat in your lap who's like flopping around and purring and so on. But I do my best to. What's happening now? I said her name and she's like, no, I'm not on camera. I'm going to my trailer. Well, let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.